look. Billboard Hot 100. No, what? No, wait, hold on.
Bruh.
Oftentimes when we think of a number one hit, we imagine the song of the summer or even the song of the year, a potentially generation-defining song that is remembered for years to come. Not only does the song have staying power in the moment, but it becomes sort of a cultural mainstay, at least for the current mainstream genre that is prevalent. Here are some number one hits from the past few decades. I'm just going to give you a rundown and see which ones stick in your head the most.
Come on, baby. Let's do that boom, boom, boom. That boom, boom, boom. That boom, boom. 'Cause you're amazing. Just the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without. She told me her name was Billie Jean, and she caused a scene.
Chances are, all of these songs were recognizable hits to you. Not only that, but most of them are in the playlists of millions today. Many define the cultures they originated from. Now, I'm not one to say modern music is trash nowadays or it's just not what it used to be, because it's not true. Thanks to the internet and more platforms than ever for artists to express themselves, if you can't find music you like, there's something wrong. But ever since the mainstream rise of TikTok and similar platforms, songs created as sounds and used on the app have been used to create memes, dances, and further elevate certain trends. When these songs are used more often, they are streamed more and artists get more attention as a result. Coupled with the quarantine we are currently sitting through, we really don't have anything else to do but absorb new music every week. These two factors have created quite an anomaly in the charts of 2020. Let's go over the Billboard number ones and see how it's affected songs today. So let's go back to the beginning. The first TikTok song to become a mainstream number one is Old Town Road. It had mainstream appeal, an interesting genre-bending instrumental and execution. It also had the record for most weeks at number one after the release of its remixes. At the time, it felt like it could be heard anywhere and everywhere. However, this was no accident. The publicity and growth Lil Nas X put into this song to get to this point was massively extensive. He practically forced the trend to be created through reposting Old Town Road on Reddit, Twitter, and of course TikTok. After a couple viral tweets and cowboy outfit videos later, he's made a hit. But realistically, how many people still put it on their playlists? It seems like nowadays it's been relegated to a novelty or dance song, along the likes of Cha Cha Slide or Cupid Shuffle, where kids under the age of 10 go out to the stage and perform their Fortnite dances. Trust me, I've seen it personally. I heavily enjoyed this song, but then it was everywhere, and the earworm vanished. Now, Lil Nas X is not talked about that often today, except for an occasional quirky tweet or other ventures outside of actually making music. But before going any further, how exactly did this happen? What is Billboard's algorithm to determining the charts? From what I could find, the exact formula is not public, but according to an NPR source, the Hot 100 is ranked by radio airplay audience impressions as measured by Nielsen Broadcast Data Systems, sales data compiled by Nielsen SoundScan, both at retail and digitally, and streaming activity provided by online music sources. Although it's not certain, we can predict that streaming on music platforms and YouTube has a higher weight than earlier, when it was big news that Chance the Rapper's Coloring Book was the first to chart on the Billboard 200 just by streams. Even more important is the day at which the song is released. Now becoming a weekly holiday for new music, Friday is the first day of each week for Billboard, which they reset their streams and digital download count, making this the day to drop new music if you want any chance of charting. Then, the count is finalized on Thursday, and this week's results are published in next week's chart. That brings us to the 2020 hits, or perhaps lack thereof. In case you're wondering, here's each of the songs that have been number one, and how many weeks they've held this post, as of August 2020. Roddy Ricch, The Box, 11 weeks. The Weeknd, Blinding Lights, 4 weeks. Drake, 2Z Slide, 1 week. The Scots, 1 week. Doja Cat featuring Nicki Minaj, Say So, 1 week. Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber, Stuck With You, 1 week. Megan Thee Stallion featuring Beyonce, Savage remix, 1 week. Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande, Rain On Me, 1 week. Rockstar, DaBaby and Roddy Ricch, 7 weeks. 6ix9ine and Nicki Minaj, Trolls, 1 week. Taylor Swift, Cardigan, 1 week. Harry Styles, Watermelon Sugar, 1 week. And now WAP with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, 2 weeks. I have a genuine question after reading this chart. How many of these songs are not TikTok songs, or songs that did not have a great trend on the app? I would say the Scotts, Stuck With You, Rain On Me, and Cardigan. At least those have not shown up on my For You page. Another interesting factor here is the fact that most of these songs have only been at number 1 for 1 week. So obviously these songs are not resonating with the mainstream for that long. And it's not that they just fall to number 2 either. Trolls had the biggest drop off number 1 in Billboard history, to the 34th spot. Tell me who put this song in their playlist for an extended amount of time. It got its controversial video, a dance or two, and boom, next trend. Not only that, but it's been riddled with fake stream allegations after its claim is the hip hop video with the most views in 24 hours on YouTube.
I'm gonna make this real quick because I'll be real disappointed if Billboard gets paid for number ones, somehow manipulate the charts. I want the whole world to see this because what I'm about to show you is a forecast, right, of what every label in the world gets.
Are there other songs doing this too? J. Cole believes so.
Question. How many faking they streams? Getting they plays from machines. I can see behind the smoke and mirrors, niggas ain't really big as they seem.
This kind of one and done trend hasn't happened as often in the past. In previous decades, even in the early 2010s, hits would stay for at least a couple weeks and then remain in the top 10 for a while longer. Of course, we have streaming services and the Spotify viral charts to thank for this as well, but that's another video. A similar factor applies for Toosie Slide, Stuck With You, and Rain On Me. These I would classify as quarantine hits. Instantly released as a quarantine single and a trendy video, Toosie Slide had Drake showing how rich he was and dancing like Michael Jackson, so he says. Stuck With You having a stay-at-home vibe, and Rain On Me having an impressive dance video directed by Robert Rodriguez. The most disappointing result from this was that the latter was a lead single off of Lady Gaga's new album Chromatica, which fell to a similar fate. It really came and went on the mainstream without much fanfare, even though it was rewarded heavily at the MTV VMAs. It appeared as if WAP would follow the same formula, but after staying at number 1 for more than 1 week, I'm not sure if that can be attributed to the viral video release, followed by the creation of the infamous dance and new vocabulary all tied into one single, or that is just a hit to its audience. However, the most interesting feat of all is not the number 1, but the debut at number 1. Here's the typical life cycle of a song. Song is made, song is released, song picks up traction, song climbs the charts, song becomes a hit, eventually making number 1. However, in this TikTok, quarantine, streaming day and age, the anticipation for these songs are so high that numerous singles in 2020 have debuted onto the Billboard charts at number 1. Before 2018, this was practically an impossible feat, with only a couple songs each year doing so, if at all. However, in 2020, 7 of the 13 number 1 hits debuted at number 1. Maybe we're just begging for something new to listen to. Is it the conditions we're in that has made us itching for a new song every week? Some form of originality that we keep asking for? Listen to it, done, next. Maybe that's how it'll be until this pandemic is over. Right now, there have been 13 number 1 songs in 2020. Back in the 2010s, only 2 years had more than 13 number 1s at the end of the year. These songs would stay in the top 10 for tens of weeks. Let's see how our number 1s are doing at the end of August. WAP at number 1, Rockstar at 3, Blinding Lights at 4, it's not going anywhere though, Watermelon Sugar at 7, it was number 1 2 weeks ago, Savage at 20, Cardigan at 33, Say So at 43, and Rain On Me at 44, both having large drops from last week. The Box is at 47, Toosie Slide at 72, Stuck With You at 90, and that's it. The rest are completely evaporated, never to see again. This is where the Billboard year-end chart will come into play. It'll be interesting to see what finds itself at number 1. Out of these number 1s, I'd have to give the award to Blinding Lights as the hit of the year thus far. It is still being used as a top audio on TikTok and is being played around the clock on mainstream radio, while remaining in the top 5. My early prediction is that it will be a frontrunner for Song and Record of the Year at the Grammys. After seeing the song's success at the VMAs, this confirms my suspicions even more. I'm also excited to see how After Hours as an album performs too once award season comes around. Is this the end of hits that we'll forever enjoy at number 1, as the spot is now just a challenge for artists to make this most viral and TikTok-prone song and video? Maybe for now. It'll be interesting to see how much quote-unquote TikTok songs influence the mainstream sound of the next decade. Or maybe it'll get banned in a few weeks. Thanks for watching.